Hey guys, welcome to Prince of Peace Tarot. I'm Justin, and today I'll be doing an ancestor messages reading for those of you with Sagittarius placements in your chart. So if you have Sagittarius anywhere within your chart, this reading could resonate. And if it does, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. Okay guys, so before I jump into your spread, let's say a prayer. I praise the creator of all, supreme, omnipotent, and in all things. I praise all of the high and virtuous spirits who have walked the way of eternal light and love. I praise all of our ancestors from Mother Africa, who is the mother of the entire human race. I praise all of the spirits who died during slavery, in the Middle Passage, around the world, here in the United States, during Jim Crow, and today. Great Spirit family, since you are free of body and form, we know that you now have greater wisdom and greater power. We ask that you hear the call of your child and come protect us. Use your greater power and influence to help us solve our problems of money, health, family trouble, and racism. We ask that you somehow give us a sign that you are pleased with your children and that you are receiving our worship. Benevolent ancestors, open the gates of wealth to our people and guide us in the wisest and most effective ways to help all of Earth's children live harmoniously. Help us to remember we are part of the whole, part of God, part of each other. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, guys, let's get into this reading, okay? So, your ancestors wanted me to pull from the Threads of Fate Oracle deck again. So I have your broader messages. I have 3 cards pulled for you. And then I have your ancestor messages with their clarifiers in the spread. So let's get started, okay? So your 3 cards are the Wildling, okay? So we got some two of Swords sort of decision making here, all right? Then we have Destruction. Then we have Reflect, okay? All right, let's get the Wildling. All right, give me 1 second, I'm about to get this for you. Wildling, Wildling, Wildling. Wildling says, pulling the Wildling card indicates a time to connect to the most primal parts of yourself. This may mean you need to detach a bit from people around you. Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely seeing this, guys. You may need to detach a bit from people around you so you can hear the whispers of your deepest knowing without the influence of others, all right? The Wildling is raw, empowered, and independent. Many people are intimidated by them because they need little from others and prioritize radical freedom, which can be unsettling as most of society operates within unspoken expectations and contracts. The Wildling burns the contracts and heads into the woods. Wildling comes to us as an ally when we need to break free of the systems that limit us. The Wildling within us remembers a time where we lived with the land, when we walked barefoot with our lives, when we walked barefoot when our lives were in alignment with the natural world. Wildling is a call for remembrance. A good way to invoke Wildling is to dive deeper into our body and hear what it needs from us on our most primal level. A balanced Wildling prioritizes freedom but remains grounded. They possess an instinct that may not make sense to others, but never leads them astray. They are present to their own emotions and needs and will spend time on their personal development. An unbalanced Wildling is in a state of perpetual chaos. They are avoidant and often use the external for a band-aid of their internal dis-ease, which often means they are constantly moving on to the next thing. What they move on to never ends up being what they hope for, all right? So this is why you need to make a decision more so to stand up for yourself, who you are, what you believe, but like who you truly are at the deepest level, all right? This part where it says many people are intimidated by you, this is in the spread, so we'll get there, okay? Your second card is Destruction, okay? Destruction, let me get it for you. Destruction. This card indicates that a choice must be made It asks you what needs to die today. Maybe it's a limiting belief, an old inherited pattern, or a toxic relationship. Whatever it is, it's time to let it go. Sometimes we identify what needs to go and it slips easily from us. Other times, it is a slow cycle of releasing and then loosening the grip of our attachment. Be kind to yourself in this process. We establish attachments to things that do not serve us, but knowing something doesn't serve us does not mean it is easy to let it go, especially if it has become a part of our identity. This process requires patience, practice, and self-compassion. Yeah. See, that last part where it says knowing something doesn't serve us does not mean it is easy to let it go, especially when it's become part of our identity. That's when you've developed a certain characteristic into your personality as a protection. And now that you no longer need that, it's really hard for you to release that. Okay, whatever that, it could be a comfort zone, some form, or, comfort zone, personality trait, some form of behavior, but it's become destructive. So we have to destroy it, right? But be kind to yourself, because this thing you've done, kept around, was the only thing that made sense at the time. You didn't see another option, right? But it's time for it to die. So your last card is reflect. Reflect. All right, give me a second. Let me get it for you. Reflect. Reflect says, without a reflective practice, we end up repeating the same patterns over and over again, unable to reach our potential. This card asks you to sit in silence for a few moments and reflect upon what has been coming up for you recently. What emotions do you find yourself experiencing continuously? What situations do you find yourself in often? If you're finding unease in any area of your life, have you experienced it before? When? When was the first time you remember feeling this way? How did your family handle these sorts of situations when you were young? Consider journaling around these questions and allowing whatever needs to come out to come out. When we reflect, the intention is not to fix, but simply to view ourselves and our lives with less bias and more openness. Wow. And this reminds me of the last ancestor reading when I was saying that the ancestor that was coming through was trying to give you ways, like workarounds, to be able to not do a particular thing before you totally release it, in order for you to analyze it. Like, before you release this, I want you to do this instead, so you don't continuously go to it and use that. Let's get a positive new comfort zone while you can sort of analyze feelings and emotions to the thing you want to continuously do, right? And, we'll use this other workaround to stop you from doing it. But when those feelings come up, that's when the analyzing needs to start. What's triggering me? What's going on, right? So that is where that reflecting energy is coming from, right? Why am I doing it? I got to destroy it, but I got to understand why, so I can stop, so I can see the truth. Once I know the truth, I don't have to do a particular thing anymore. So let's get into the spread. And actually, coming right off reflect, your first position is showing reflection. We have the Hermit in reverse and the Seven of Earth as the clarifier. So what's going on? Hold on, let me get what's going on with the ancestors. So what your ancestors have to say from your maternal line regarding who you are and how you live. So what's going on in your energy right now? They're showing that you aren't taking the time out to reflect. You need to do that a little bit more, because the Seven of Pentacles, it's like you're tired of waiting on a particular thing. You're tired of waiting. You could be tired of wondering when you're going to heal. You could be tired of not getting the things you desire, right? So then you rush out of this reflection mode. But I want to read what Seven of Pentacles means in the Orisha spread, because I know that it means impatience, but let me tell you here. It says a lack of analysis, which goes right along with reflection. So we got, I don't want to reflect, so that means I'm not analyzing, right? So lack of analysis. The tallest, the biggest, the strongest, and presumably the safest is not always the one that has more fruits. What you sowed first will not always grow faster. So also, just because you put forth an intention and, you work at it from time to time, or just because you say that's what I'm going to do doesn't mean it's going to happen quickly, all right? So what you sowed first will not always grow faster. Your conjectures were hasty. Your impatience brings you little prosperity despite you have despite your having invested the same amount of work. Seek old people's experience, for one becomes experienced and learns about the mysteries of the earth in one's old age. This can assist you when you need food, support, money, etc. Okay? So, guys, it's so funny because it says seeks old people's experience. What is the hermit? But an old man, a wise old man. But this is your own inner knowing. So if you can't ask someone, or you don't have a mentor or anything like that, sometimes I've mentioned this before, you could have a television, Instagram mentor or somebody, or somebody you watch on YouTube, where if they show you how they're breaking down their day and how they're getting over situations, you may want to use their techniques. Or you can use your own inner guidance. Sometimes your body, which Wildling was talking about, and in the prior ancestor reading we had Ask Body, your body will tell you exactly what it needs. Your body will tell you what to do. So sometimes instead of like overriding your body's own emotions and feelings, concerning its health, you should listen to that is what I'm trying to say. Don't override that. Listen to what your body is telling you because there's wisdom there. You're carrying ancient wisdom within your body every single day. All right. So the other thing, too, when it comes to love and stuff, I'm seeing some superficial energy here. So the beginning explanation said the tallest and the strongest is not always going to bear the most fruit. Sometimes I think you guys are rushing to people who have no substance. All right. Just because they look good, have a lot of money, doesn't mean that they're the right person. So you need to be a little bit more deeper in your choices, come from a different place. That is what is going on right now. This is what your maternal line has to say. So what does your paternal line have to say about who you are and how you're living? You have the Ace of Swords in reverse, clarified by the element of water. So here we have some air element, water element. I think right now water is winning out over air. So you are leading with a little bit too much emotion, okay? And it's stopping you from either making a decision or taking on an opportunity. You could miss an opportunity from being overly emotional, all right? So I don't know how that's playing out. I don't know if that's because you are in arguments with certain people or if you are emotional about things from the past. But right now, Ace of Swords in the reverse says you could possibly not be thinking clearly because your emotions are a little bit much, okay? So that's what your maternal line has to say. Now, let's get into this. Position 3, it says, what the ancestors in your maternal line want from you. You have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands and Oba. This is defending yourself against jealousy. There are a lot of wands you are fighting off. Right now, guys, I want to tell you that you could be feeling emotional and you could be feeling hasty. But I'm trying to tell you, people are jealous of you. They're jealous of you because you're evolving. And I see that further down into the spread and we'll get there. But this is why you have to make these choices and come back to this wildling energy, the real you, the essence, the primal you, right? Doing what's true to you. This is making a lot of people uncomfortable. Your evolution is making a lot of people uncomfortable. I'm gonna tell you, this is making friends uncomfortable, family uncomfortable, and strangers uncomfortable. Because everybody can sense something new is happening with you. Okay, just because you're emotional about a particular thing or about how life isn't doing this, that, and the third doesn't mean that you're not going through changes, and it can be felt on an energetic level. There's something energetically changing about you. You may already be making strides and doing different things. And it's just, you're kind of waiting for it to get to where it's going. But people are surprised that you're even doing what you're doing, that you're sticking with a particular thing. Okay? So what your ancestors want from you in your third position is to know that when you are picking up jealousy, you are not wrong. Whether it be a stranger, friend, or family member, you're not wrong. Okay? If you've been thinking like, am I tripping? No, you're not tripping. You're not tripping. All right? Fourth position, it says what your ancestors in your paternal line want from you. All right? You have the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, clarified by the 4 of Fire in the reverse. They say that you have an idea or an opportunity that you are not taking up. Okay? And it's because of some form of influence. All right? It could be from family. There's an opportunity, whether it be for you to start your own business, for you to take a new job or something like that, that you are missing or not working hard enough towards. See, 3 of Pentacles says, hey, you got something, whether that's a skill, a talent, or there's a new opportunity, but it's going to require some work from you. So, map out the amount of time and effort you're going to put towards this, and go ahead and watch it come to fruition. But see, when this 4 of Fire comes in the reverse, family members, possibly friends, could be some partying or something like that. Something is distracting you or getting in your way on purpose. They're doing this on purpose so that 4 of Wands, the foundation you build, does not stick. It's still the beginning of something for some of you. And I don't care how long you've been working on it. It's still the beginning. It takes time to build. Have you ever seen construction things happening? And, when people are building high rises or doing any kind of road construction, you always wonder, when is this shit going to end? It's like, damn, they've been building this for a minute. Yes, some things take time. Some things take a little time. But it means the plans are set. Everybody who comes to work every single day has the intention on building that thing until it's finished. And it will be finished. We don't put forth all that energy, the time to strategize and all that kind of stuff to just say, oh, let's scrap it. This is what people will want you to do. Scrap what you're doing when you have little upsets or things where they try to create some form of upset or instability. This could be coming from family, all right? So they want you to recognize that there are people trying to undermine you, but also that you have something worth working for or working toward. Whether that be a new job or your own business. Do not give up, okay? Don't give up. If you know there's an opportunity for you, take it. That's what they're saying, okay? So we are in your 5th position. Your 5th position is the gift I inherited from my maternal line that I am underutilizing. Okay, so this gift it could be a gift and a curse, all right? So we have the 5 of Swords and the 6 of Water, all right? This is that relaxation. I'm picking up a very attractive sexual energy. This is what you have inherited, excuse me. This is your 5th position. You've inherited this from your maternal line. A strong, sexual, pleasurable, attractive, harmonious kind of easygoing attitude and feeling from your maternal line. The problem is right now, you could be using this as a way, like this could be a comfort zone. This could be a comfort zone, and also it could make your boundaries weak, because that's what I'm seeing. You see how he's ready to fight, they've lost, he's ready to fight, and she's not ready. She's just chilling. And see, this has come up before. This card was in another position. And I was telling you that, your ancestors will let you know when someone's trying to put you in danger, in order for you to relax, because you're one step ahead. But if you are too caught up in this energy, if you're too relaxed, you're not noticing the dangers that people are trying to bring toward you. Another thing I want to tell you guys, you're going to notice that people are going to pretend to be interested in you only to do you bogus in some kind of way. And this is just now. I'm not talking about like, I hope I don't piss anybody off by saying this, but I just want, because you could already be feeling this. The reason why I'm saying this is because of one, the vulnerability, and two, the evolution that I see over here in your 8th position. Right now, you can notice that, you know, I'm doing particular things, or someone may approach me about something and they could be doing it just to fuck with me. All right. If you notice that's happening, understand that you need to be, that if you pick something up on that person before they even approached you, you were right. You were right. And remember how that person acted, because you'll see another person doing the same thing. And it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, or if they're white or they're black or Hispanic or whatever. Doesn't matter the race. Remember how people are behaving. They find you attractive, but they don't have nothing for you. See, earlier in your 3rd position, I'm telling you, there is a lot of jealousy out here. A lot of jealousy. So be careful about, you know, flirting with the wrong people, giving people the time of day that don't, you know, deserve your energy. Okay? These people will hurt you, even on a sexual level. I'm even talking about hookups. It's going to be people where you feel like, you know, what do you want? These people could talk mess about you. These people could hurt you. Okay? It all depends on the situation and the circumstances. But right now, because I'm picking up your sexual and attractive energies in your 5th and 7th row, that you need to be careful. This could, you may even notice, like, why are you like hovering around me or trying to talk to me, but you're not really making a move? I just feel you all around me and all this kind of stuff, but you keep on, like hoverers, you know? It's weird. Why? Because they're jealous. They feel like you're better than them. I've mentioned this to you guys before. They are just trying to feel better about themselves by fucking you over. Okay? Why? Because you're relaxed, you're beautiful. Okay? You're harmonious, but this energy could get you. You know, if you're too relaxed, if you're vulnerable right now, you're vulnerable. Okay? So let's move on to your we are on your 6th position. Okay, this is the gifts that you've inherited from your paternal line that you are underutilizing. Again, it's your intuition. All right, psychic ability. We have the moon in reverse, and we have the 9 of Wands. This could be people hiding, keeping secrets, witchcraft, things like that. All right, I'm trying to tell you that your energy is magnetic. All right, and it's very attractive. So witchcraft, people who are coming in to hurt you, different things of you. Again, keeping that boundary down with the 9 of Wands being in the reverse. So you are underutilizing your gift of psychic ability and intuition. Okay, don't let that be sleep. You know, keep your intuition on. Protect yourself against any kind of dark energies. All right. It's funny because we do have the sun and the moon right next to each other. That's crazy. This is duality. We got duality right here in your 7th position. So your 7th position is the ancestor most eager to connect and work with you at this time. And we have the sun in reverse and the air element. Sun in reverse and the air element. So this ancestor coming through, working with you. This ancestor had the energy of the sun. They were a leader. They were charming. They were very attractive. They were devoted, okay? Whatever their profession was or whatever it was they did for their community, they were very, very devoted. But it looks like this, just like what I'm trying to tell you guys, you're the same gift that this ancestor has, you have, this vibrancy, this connection, the spiritual ability, the dual nature I'm seeing here. Because they didn't recognize their negative side, that's what did them in. This person wasn't air element rational, okay? This person, the things that they like pleasure, 6 of water, sun. There was pleasure there. They like to indulge in their pleasures. They sometimes may have overestimated their own abilities, and they let people in their ear. They misjudged a lot, and they didn't like to say or own up to the things that they misjudged, whether it would have been a decision that they made in work or a decision that they made in their love life. They didn't want to say that, oh yeah, that person I married or that partner I had was bad. you know, because there was too much pride there with the sun. So this person, this ancestor, wished that they were more rational and didn't get so caught up in all of their good qualities and pleasure. All right. So this is something that this ancestor wants you to know, is that when you're on a high or when things are great, to just remember to be balanced in your mind, that everybody's not always for you. Every decision you make, you know, without thinking isn't right. This is why we have reflect here. You know, just because it looks good doesn't mean it is good. All right. And that's the thing. So when this pride that this ancestor felt, it didn't allow them to see that their shadow side. This is why the sun and the moon are next to each other. There was imbalance. They always wanted to have this like either sunny disposition or look on the bright side of things and, you know, give people the benefit of the doubt. So there is a need to be aware of your shadow. This ancestor realized that, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, and I need to be comfortable with my shadow and the things that aren't right. Because even I feel this here, over here in your fourth position with the Three of Pentacles, Four of Wands, some of you guys may not be doing a particular thing because you think it has to be perfect. You know, I don't know who's influencing you, making you feel like you have to be the best thing ever or whatever, but you don't. You just have to have the intention, the drive, and the want, the desire, and you can make it happen. Everything does not have to be perfect. And there could be this thing with that of perfection. You know, your ancestors want you to know that perfection isn't the goal. It's quality. It's the quality of something, the quality of the person, the quality of my intent, the quality of my project. Okay. So, all right, that is the ancestor. They wish, and I'm gonna tell you another thing this ancestor wished they did was give other people the chance to shine. All right. So if that's not the case, if they wish they didn't give other people a chance to shine, that's probably how other people felt about them. Not saying that those people were right or wrong. You know, this ancestor could not help the magnetism that they had. And this is something that's obviously on you. So as long as you know for yourself that I'm not dimming anybody else's light, then you don't dim your light for anybody else. Okay. If you're not dimming other people's light, don't let other people dim yours. And maybe this ancestor struggled with that. That's why they were trying to be so accommodating to everybody. Okay. In your eighth position, this is my relationship with this ancestor. You have the Two of Pentacles and the message from Earth, guys. With this, this Two of Pentacles is saying if you change, if you stick with your evolution, because it's in the upright, you're going to be blessed. Everything you desire, whatever project you're working on, anything that you like really have a passion for will come to fruition. It will grow. It's fertile ground. Fertile ground for all the things you decide to grow. Everything's going to grow. But your growth is tied to your evolution and your change, to keeping balance, awareness, right? Knowing when to shift, knowing that I'm in a different cycle and a stage in my life. Because that's mostly the issue, is the problem. Three of Pentacles talks about the unwillingness of people to give up the things that, you know, is required to change, to make something happen. You know, you got to give something up. Something's in the way. And a lot of people don't want to be told that they can't do something anymore. And here your ancestors are saying, listen, remember, it said, take old people's advice. Very first card, wisdom. We have to change. That's a part of life. Life is cyclical. Everything changes, including us. Right? So there is something happening. You're evolving, and in your evolution is compensation. Okay? So that is what the relationship with this ancestor will achieve. You'll be compensated based on the changes that you make in your spiritual, physical evolution. All right? And then your last card is what we will achieve if we consistently work together to solve your problems. You have the Ten of Swords and the Two of Water, which is like the Two of Cups. This will prevent you from being betrayed by people you consider an ally, a lover, a friend, a partner, business partner, love relationship, whichever one. I keep telling you guys, there's an energy for that right now, okay? Because of the jealousy. So this is another thing. With this Two of Pentacles energy, another reason why you're vulnerable is because you're in this in-between stage. I was listening to Nine Keys. He was talking to somebody about this, about how, I don't know if it was him or the person he was interviewing, that like, oh, you know, when you're trying to get out of the hood or whatever the case, you leveling out of a bad situation, you cannot keep going back and forth. And they were like, why? Because the new things you're learning are putting you in a different place, and you're starting to forget how you used to behave in an old area. And when you forget is when you slip up. When you start to think everybody is okay, everybody around me wouldn't do this to me, you forget those senses. You get a little like weak in that area because you've been putting your attention on creating a new self. So those people who constantly go back and forth between the old and the good always end up getting got. Why? Because they were too relaxed in a dangerous area. You know, you're changing. So the best thing for you to do is to go towards the area of change. Go up, not down, up. Up is going to give you more, right? Down will give you danger. Okay? So, you know, and I told you, like, this could be on a love relationship, friendship, family, sexual, whether, you know, like you used to do a lot of hookups or whatever. Right now, something's wrong. And this energy of being betrayed is high. Why? Because everybody can sense that you're changing and they don't want you to change. If you change, that means I have to change, and I don't want to change. So I'm gonna make sure you don't change. You know, a high vibrational person can bring up another person's vibration, but when you're in the middle, in the in-between of it, and you're not stuck or locked into the new vibration, a low vibrational person, if you're not strong enough, they can bring you back down. That's the energy that's happening right now. This is why they're asking you to make a decision, because destruction is going to have to happen. Either you can get destroyed by going back to the wrong thing, or you need to destroy the old you, right? And reflect on the reasons why. Okay? Honor this new cycle you're headed in because you're evolving. It's almost like you just have to. You know, you came here to evolve, and that is exactly what you're doing. It may be a little uncomfortable, but that's what the situation is right now. And you are balancing out your shadow and your light side. Okay? But we cannot play in the dark all day because we could get hurt. All right, guys? This just reminds me of the vampire dream that I shared about you guys. I can't go back to old ways. I will get hurt or taken advantage of. They'll show you in a dream, and I've been saying this to you guys a lot. They'll show you in your dreams. So that is what I have for you guys. If the reading resonates, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. If you want to book a personal reading, the link to book is in the description box below. All right, guys, see you.